Right, thank you. As you said, I'm going to talk about alternative smartphone interactions. So you can hear me all right? Yeah. And back, good. Basically, it's about sensors in the sky. When we move the smartphone about, we pick up a lot of data. And instead of using touch and keyboard input, and there's a whole range of data we can utilize to augment how we work, how we interact with smartphones today. I'll get back to that in a little while. This is me. I'm a huge American football fan. I'm a Broncos fan. This picture was taken on Super Bowl night, just before disaster struck. I was still happy, but yeah, some of you know what happened. I work at Statsbiblioteket as of, what did you say? Yeah, exactly. It's a library. This is the book tower, 16 stories of books. I'm a front-end developer working with search engines for the library and also a lot of mobile stuff. Just a quick rundown. This is University Research Library and National Library, which means that Statsbiblioteket in Aarhus, Denmark, keeps a lot of stuff, as you can see, both physical and digital. My demo today is going to be performed in the search index of 1 billion books and articles. Hopefully that works. As you can see, we save a lot of stuff, mostly for preservational and cultural reasons. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to, my speak is actually 5 minutes too long, but I have this Android watch with me, so I'm going to be checking that once in a while. So mobile JavaScript sensor APIs and events. Okay. I'm just going to this is the Can I Use web page. Maybe some of you know this. It's essential if you're working cross-browser, cutting-edge development. You can look up any feature on this web page and see which browsers support it. I'm not going to go into that, but I'm just showing you it because it's a really good resource. Okay, these are the sensor device, the sensor events and APIs I have identified as relevant and existing at the moment in modern mobile browsers. There's obviously the touch screen for touch events, the geolocation event coming from the GPS gives you location, motion from the device orientation and device motion APIs, they fire when you move the phone about in space. The device orientation event coming from the gyroscope, and the device motion is from the accelerometer. So there's a subtle difference in those two. The get user media and stream API is for access to camera, for inter-device communication. And then there's the web speech API for recognizing speech. And the last three ones are, well, a bit, I don't know, odd, but proximity is how close an object is to the phone, gets readings on that. Ambient light, how much light is in the room. You can get a reading on that. Of course, battery status, I don't know how interesting that is, but okay. I'll just show you the demo search engine. Oops. So hopefully this works as expected. Just need to do one more thing here. Now remember, this is a live demo, so anything can go wrong. Actually, now I just need a bit of a tweak here. Okay, good. This is QuickTime recording on the iPhone sending it back to the Mac. That's the best way I found to get a mobile phone on the screen. So I'll just perform a quick search. And now I'm live searching our mothership index of 1 billion records, and hopefully it yields a result. Yep. So that's a search result for you. It's a really basic search engine. It's one that I built for this purpose. I can switch views. See a little more information and a full view, and go back. And I can scroll up and down, and I can favorite an item if I like to. Fairly basic, but it works. Oops, so let me get back to the site. That was the demo search engine. So I'll be taking a closer look at the touch event, device motion event, and the web speech API. Touch event, 3 types: touch start, touch end, and touch move. It's fairly basic. I'll show you on the demo over here. Oops. Just switch to my touch part of the demo. So now you can see over here. This is a bit small, isn't it, over here on the log? Can you read the log? OK, great. I don't have to do anything. So if you can see there's a, for every finger I put on the screen, there's a reading. I can fit 5 fingers on my screen. I don't know, I haven't even tried it 6. I don't know if that goes well, but as you can see, every time I press the screen, a touch event fires, and you can see it over here, containing information about the touch event. There's a lot of stuff in there, but basically, it's the position on screen and the target element, which dumb element did I press with my finger. Then there's a touch list containing an array of touch events for each finger. So basically, you can access any data about what happened on the screen, and this is fairly basic stuff. So what can you do with it? This is the $1 touch gesture recognizer for 2D gestures, and it's a little JavaScript library that can be used to pick up gestures. I'll just show it here to you. This is the live website. So you can see there's a canvas here, and if I draw a circle, the code picks it up as a circle. If I draw a rectangle, it gets picked up as well. So this is I won't go into this. There's this code up here, little simple library, being able to pick up gestures, 2D gestures on screen. So I've put this into my demo. So hopefully now I can also pick up some more advanced movements on the touch screen. So let's see now what happens. So now I just now I draw a circle. Hey, it picked it up. It's seen this. There's a circle up here, and I can do a triangle and a line right movement and so on. So given an input, an array of touch events, this code picks up or recognizes basic shapes, which is a good thing, perhaps, but I'll show you how that can be used later. So now for the device orientation event. This is when you move the phone about. A device orientation event is fired, yielding 3 parameters. There's the gamma. Gamma is the measurement of the left to right tilt of the phone. Beta is front to right tilt. And the alpha event is the compass direction of the phone. If you think of it turning this way, just also show you that on the phone. This is a website that shows a tilt. Tilt the phone to the left. You have the negative gamma readings. Tilt it to the right. Oops, I'm sorry about that. Positive gamma readings, and I tilt it forward. I have positive beta readings and backwards, negative and so on. And of course, you can't see it on the screen, but I'm turning the phone now in the compass direction, so I have an alpha reading. Yeah, so what I did was try to use this data coming from the device orientation event to create a higher order gesture. And as this code shows, this reads the change in the gamma values. A positive change yields a tilt right event, and a negative gamma change is a tilt left event. And I'll be using that in this search engine, a little demo in a little while. Oops, so just show you how things look. So I switch to, oops. And I choose my motion. So now you see data about the phone's position in the room. And I move it about, you get readings. And as you can see, oops, upside down. Tilt left. Oh no, oh no. This is not supposed to happen. I'm just going to don't save, and then I'm just going to. Sorry about that. I said that this is a live demo. Things go wrong, and they did. Now, let's see me. Hello. This is a new way to demo. And we're back, I hope. Come on. Yeah, right. Whew. Yeah. Okay. Now to speech. The web speech API picks up speech and recognizes words in what I speak. It's a web service. The backend of this feature is a backend. Sorry, it's a web service provided by Google, which is also why it's only available in Chrome on Android for the moment. It used to be on iOS, but Apple pulled it for some reason. Maybe something to do with Siri, we don't know. I'll just demo it in the desktop Chrome version. It works on Android phones, but it was too much wiring to get it all set up. So I'll just switch to the speech part and speech recognition to hello computer. Hey, it's something. You see, get a reading. Well, it's not perfect. But that's better. So this is the fun part. It's always. Yeah, you see, you have to speak in whole sentences. Don't make breaks and don't. Well, you know. So let's see what happens now. Oh, that's fairly okay. So now I'm going to do something. Oh. That's probably why Apple pulled it from iOS. So I'm just going to do one more thing that I never thought I would do in a presentation. So are you ready? Fuck. Yeah, well, okay. So let's put all this together in the search engine and see how we can augment the way we use it. This is. Oh, we're going to do without the log. Okay, so oops, all together. I do a search again. So now this is the same search result as we saw before, just augmented with the gestures. And I'll just show you if I tilt the phone to the right, it switches view. I do it again, switches again to the max view, tilt the phone to the left, and it goes back and back. I tilt the phone forward, it scrolls down. I don't know if you can see it, but it does. And if I tilt it back, it scrolls up. That's okay. So now also hopefully I'm scrolling down to the bottom. And if I make a circle on screen, it's supposed to scroll up to the top because it has picked up a circle on screen. Yeah, it worked. Did you see it? I'll just do it again. This is quite difficult because the screen is scrolling as I'm doing, but I'm drawing a circle and the search result goes back to the top. Also, if I do a line right, hopefully it switches view. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it did. So this is picking up the 2D gestures that we saw earlier on. So this is a combination of 2 and 3D gestures, and it tends to get messy because things get picked up mixed together. So if I scroll up, sometimes it also turns to the medium view and so on. Okay, I'll just also show you how to control the search engine using speech. So this is now the search-enabled, the speech-enabled search engine. So I say search for computer, and it searches for computer. Down, I said down. Yeah, well. Down. Yay, it's scrolling down. Down. This is, I never speak like this. Down. It's almost in German accent. Down. Down. Yeah. And home. Hey, it's going to the top. I can say medium. Medium. Extended. Small. Yeah, okay, it works if you're very articulate. So, how much time do I have? Clearly, we can augment the traditional paradigm with these things, but I'm not. The big question is, of course, is it useful? You look quite. Sometimes it's easy to speak to the phone. It's something you do with the phone normally, but somehow you look silly when you try to command your phone. Say, search for. People look at you as if you're a bit. Also, you disturb other people if you're talking to your phone all the time and doing stuff. And as we saw, it's very difficult to decode the speech. There are bound to be mistakes. There are bound to be mistakes when you speak to the phone, as you saw. Then there are the gestures, both 2D gestures and 3D gestures. They lack a common language. We don't have a way of a common set of interactions or gestures that mean something, and so that's a challenge. Also, they are quite hard to do on screen, as you saw. If you have a scrolling search result and you have to draw a circle or a triangle or something, it's not very easy to interact with. Also, 3D gestures are quite hard to code and to separate noise and different interactions from each other. So there's really a lot of challenges involved. But I guess, as always, it's very important that you evaluate any new features and you test them on users. And in this case, I really couldn't see any of these ideas getting into our production search engine. Perhaps this, except this, not the scrolling down. The subtle tilt you can do with the phone. That's okay for me, I think. That could work. But drawing circles on the screen seems a bit off. So, as always, when you do such things, kill your darlings. This is the best advice I probably can give when dealing with these things. Cutting edge speech and 3D gestures. So, yeah, that was it. Thank you.